Do you actually need a dedicated homeschool room? Let's find out. Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel, Honest Homeschooling. We just renamed because we are honing in on homeschooling this year. I'll show you where we actually homeschool. We do not have a separate homeschool room. We used to homeschool in an apartment. When we moved to our new house, we had the opportunity to have a separate homeschool room and we didn't take it. And I tell you why. Because you don't need a separate homeschool room. You really don't. I will show you just how easy it is to live and do homeschooling in your home without a homeschooling room. So we are in my dining room, and this is where most of the action takes place. I wouldn't say all of it because a lot of it's done on the couch. I'll give you a tour right now. Let's go. So welcome to our dining room. This is where we school for the most part. Over here is my VIP Kid stuff. I do teach for VIP Kid in the mornings, and I love it. I will link some videos about that here. But yeah, this is just my rolly cart that I use for teaching. That's always in here. And then here are where our homeschool supplies is. My sons now are with their father's family, so we are virtual homeschooling. It makes it quite interesting. But the only thing that's really missing from here is their pencil bag. Let me show you where it is. I had bought these just recently. We did have the science one, I believe. It was given to us as a gift, and I was really impressed by it. And I was like, you know what? These would make great spine books. Now, if you're like, what's a spine book? I will tell you that in a future video, maybe in the next coming weeks as we develop our curriculum more and more, because right now we're just easing into it. Over here, they have some markers and supplies. I'm like, that's going to fall if we ever want to play that game again, but they like to make it anyways, and you know, when it falls, it falls. So this is one son's area of just his school books, and this is the other son's area of just his school books. And we are using the good and the beautiful, not right now because they're at their father's family and they left it here, but we're developing curriculum on our own. Maybe if y'all are interested in that, leave a comment down below and I will tell you how we are developing our curriculum. This year, I am really focusing when they get home in the next few weeks on meal planning. I have a baby coming up, as you can tell. I have a baby coming up, and I do not want to be fully responsible for cooking all meals, and especially when they're at the ages, they're 11 and 10 now, that they can start cooking. So we did get these Chef's Fun Schooling journals. This is my first fun schooling journal for them, and so they are working through it. They will come back and they'll finish it. But these are all their cookbooks and their materials that they're going to be working with for that. On this other table is my stuff. Make our way over here. So these are where I have all my journals and my workbooks and things that I am working through. I highly recommend you have your own journals. I can't tell you enough how much I love journaling and how much it honestly helps my homeschool. This is just the supplies caddy. This is mostly mine. Like I said, my boys have theirs that they put in that little shelf. But this is my supplies caddy, and I love having just this utensil. Like I bought it from Walmart. It's for picnicking and having utensils. But it totally works. And I just take it to the table and we can all share, or they can get their own, but usually we all share because they don't like to get their own. And then it goes back up there, and that's it. And then we have other little supplies, like this is my daughter's coloring things. And this is my son. He likes to make these little, I don't know. This is Todd the codfish. And that's just, okay. But he likes to be creative like that. And then we also, it makes it multifunctional. We have our placemat and we have our napkins because we do use this dining room all the time. Like for most meals, we're in here eating. So there is a lot of cleaning that has to be done, but that's okay because honestly, it should be done anyways after every meal. And so it kind of makes us do that, makes us be a little bit more tidy. Now you're like, that's not a whole lot of homeschool stuff. You're right. This is not all of it. I'll show you the rest. Now this room is not clean at the moment. Like I showed you, my big belly doesn't really care right now about keeping it too clean. I'm waiting for that nesting thing to kick in. I'm waiting for the nesting to kick in. So a lot of our curriculum that I don't use every day is here and here. My sons do store their electronics in this box. Right now they're with their father's family, so they have the electronics with them. But this is just a good place to keep it stored while they're not using it so it doesn't get stepped on by the baby or whatever. But yeah, we do have more curriculum than this, but it's not stuff that I use every day. So we keep it in the garage. And this is it. Like, I am a firm believer that kids thrive wherever they are, and you don't need 1,000 things. You do not need 1,000 things. We do use a lot of books. We do use the library as much as possible. The coronavirus pandemic has put a damper on that. Not that we can't get books. That's our library spot, by the way. I recommend having a library spot where it is separate from all the other things. And so it has made it a little bit of a challenge not having the library open, but we've been able to make do. I was able to go get, used books at a bookstore, and honestly, we probably won't even use them all. That's the thing, is that you can have so much homeschool supplies and so much curriculum and so many books, and are you gonna use it all? Do you even know what all you have? I love seeing all of the homeschool rooms that are super organized and they look like public classrooms and they're just beautiful, but you don't have to have that, especially if you don't have the space for that. Never, ever feel like because you don't have the space, you can't homeschool. It's a myth. It's a lie. It's a lie you tell yourself. Those things that you say, I can't homeschool, and you make up an excuse to not go through with it or to like hamper your dream or whatever. But like I said, we use this dining room for our eating and our socializing and everything else. And we homeschool here, and it doesn't have to be overbearing. At first, I wanted to put a ton of like shelving on this wall, like built-in benches and built-in bookshelves. And then I found this thing, that little shelf on Facebook Marketplace. And after that, my wants for making all of that went away. It really did. I was like, that's perfect. That is exactly what we needed. We just needed a space where their books could go, a space where my books can go, and then have reserves for like curriculum, what we will use or all that stuff. And we host that in the garage or on that bookshelf in there. You do not need a lot of space to homeschool. You do not need a dedicated homeschool room. Let me know what you guys think. Do you have a dedicated homeschool room? If so, why do you love it? Maybe I just need to be sold on the idea, but honestly, why? Because this is working. Do you not have a homeschool room? And what challenges have you overcome with? My biggest challenge is we do have to keep it clean always. Like there's no letting a project sit for a while. And so that has been kind of annoying. We have used these shelves to get over that fact. You know, they'll set it to the side over there, like kind of like with this guy. But if we have a big project, it's going to be a little bit of a problem. But we might do that in the garage when the weather starts cooling off. Right now, it's not pleasant to be in there. But, you know, come October, it will be. And we'll be able to work a lot of big projects. And they'll be home. And we'll be in the swing of things. So those big projects can come when they come. So fist bump, we got this. I look forward to seeing y'all again next week, where we will be talking about why we homeschool. See you then. Bye.